Happy Friday! I'm Kelly Guentner, your local barista, and I am serving up a hot steaming cup of cosplay today. We've got a great show for you today, so stick around for these ads, and after the ads, we will get the show going.
I've been a superhero for a long time. It used to be so simple. You catch the bad guys, do the right thing, save the world. Then I met Aiden, and things got complicated.
Iris recruited me as a kid and turned me into their own personal weapon. I couldn't see any way out until I met Marty. But now we're going to burn their entire organization down if we can.
Forces of Nature, books 1 and 2, Scorcher and Thin Ice are available now wherever books are sold online. See www.kellyguentner.com.
Pokeballs by Crayley is your one-stop shop for handmade magical creations that celebrate all the Pokemon universe has to offer. Available on Craylevanest.com, that's CraylevanEst.com, and possibly coming to a con near you.
All right, so today we've got a very special guest. We're going to be talking about group cosplay, wrangling those cosplayers, and we're going to be talking to Jacob Bartlett. He's a member of Circle City Ghostbusters. He just all over the place, does a ton of great work. So, Jacob, I'm going to bring you out. Welcome. How are you doing?
Hello. Oh, a lot better than I deserve. How are you?
I'm doing great. So,
Great.
First of all, our question that we like to get started out with is, how did you get into cosplay?
I got into cosplay in 2009. I was going to Anime Boston with my friends Joe and Christina, and we all decided, my wife, me, and them, were going to do Pokemon trainer cosplays. So we went. I was Red, and my wife was Leaf, and Joe was Gold, and Christina was Dawn, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of when I got my first taste of it. And after that, I wanted to do more and look for other characters that, I kind of like a lot or whatever. And I did a Luigi cosplay for a very long time with a Poltergust and won some awards doing that, which was pretty cool. But I always told my cosplay friends that Ghostbusters was basically my end game. And if I got me a proton pack, that they'd probably not see me again, which ended up not being true because I'm still at the cons.
So did you build your proton pack? Did you buy it? Let's talk about that.
Well, I have two. Well, the first one I did build with a friend. That took a few years just because we kind of slowly assembled the parts. And there's different, well, back when we did it, there were different levels of, quality that you could really kind of aspire to. I mean, that's still the case, but nowadays a lot of people do what my second one is, which is Hasbro released one through HasLab, a replica one, and a lot of people just buy that and either keep it stock or modify it to make it look more accurate or better or whatever. So I have a scratch built one and I have a HasLab.
Nice. So what is one tool that you have in your cosplay toolkit that is absolutely necessary? You always have to keep in your craft room.
Hot glue.
Oh, nice. That is a classic.
If I don't have hot glue, I'm in trouble.
And how often do you burn yourself?
More often than I would care to admit. Thank
you. Fair. I don't even use hot glue that often. I burn myself every time I use it. So
you got to keep electronics in place somehow.
Mm-hmm. So what costume are you working on now?
Currently, I am in the middle of some more Ghostbusters stuff. I did a Ghostbusters the video game specific suit a couple of years ago, and so I'm kind of assembling a lot of the things that are specific to Ghostbusters the video game. Like there's a special lifeguard that they have, and doing a bell gizmo and some other things like that. So I can get that suit just a little closer to the accuracy I want for just for that specific one.
Nice. Welcome, Miss Aubrey.
Hello.
And so how did you get started with the Circle City Ghostbusters? Why don't you talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, so Indiana Ghostbusters started in 2005, and I kind of always stalked them online just because I was, a lifelong Ghostbusters fan and I was obsessed. So in 2016, they did the rebooted Ghostbusters, and Circle City Ghostbusters that formed from Indiana Ghostbusters. They just kind of focused on the Indianapolis area. And so I messaged them kind of randomly one day when they'd posted something kind of in support of the new movie because I was really sick of all that negativity, and said, "Hey, can I join you guys?" And they said yes, miraculously. There was not a very formal process back in the day, but yeah, that's how I got started. I joined up with the group, and my first event with them was a comic book store signing for the guy who was writing the Ghostbusters comics at the time.
Ooh.
And I was just hooked instantly. I was like, this is awesome. I love doing this. I love having a team with me when I'm out, that definitely feels great. And the rest is kind of history.
Nice. And you have a fan.
Oh, it's Viet. Hi, Viet.
So Viet Lee is saying hi, Jacob. I didn't want to mispronounce the name. Thank you for.
Oh, you got it perfect.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Viet was in Circle City Ghostbusters for a while. He moved away, but we love him and we miss him every day. So hello, Viet, and I miss you.
Aw, that's so sweet. Aubrey, did you get your audio working?
I did. My camera system decided to update, and for some reason, so we're good now. I can hear everybody, and I heard all that story. I was just being polite and listening. It sounds like it's been a lot of fun for you so far.
It's been a roller coaster. I mean, it's wild, the places that I've been able to go because of all of this and the things that I've been able to do. I mean, if you'd told kid Jacob that one day he'd be at the premiere of not one but two Ghostbusters movies, he would have probably flipped his lid. So it's been pretty great.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. And friend of the show, Melody was our actually last guest, and Melody Jasmine Desjardins jumped in to say, greetings programs, just finished talking with a friend. I'm going to be running a D&D game for LGBTQ people at one of our local LGBTQ centers. That is awesome.
Nice.
So Jacob, how did you get invited to the Ghostbusters premieres?
Well, Sony owns Ghostbusters because they own Columbia Pictures. So they've got a division called Ghost Corps that oversees all of the Ghostbusters brand and everything. And they keep an eye on the fan base and all the different franchises around the country and in the world, really. And they invited a bunch of us out so that they could have Ghostbusters at the premiere of Ghostbusters Afterlife. That was 2021. And we were fortunate enough to get invited, and I was fortunate enough to be one of the people that got to go. And then they did the same thing for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire last year. So it was great. The both of them were in New York, so we did we went and did the whole thing. We went to the firehouse, and it was just tons and tons of fun. And I just, like I said, just blows my mind that I even got to do something like that.
That's awesome. That's like just peak right there. I feel like I love that for you.
So
Yeah,
basically,
it's one of my finer moments.
Basically, what you're saying, sorry, Kevin, is just by being a fan, like a hardcore fan and a cosplayer, you were able to be part of something that you never would have otherwise been a part of.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, and I've got a lot of stories like that. I mean, we at one point visited a homeless shelter with Ernie Hudson, the actor who plays Winston Zeddemore in Ghostbusters. So, yeah, talk about it, like one of the finer days of my life.
Oh my
That was a lot of fun, and just such a tremendous privilege and honor. I look back on things like this, and I'm just like, I didn't do too bad. I've not been doing too bad.
No, no, not at
Definitely
all.
do worse.
I am a big fan, and if I got to meet either or Uma Thurman, who played Poison Ivy,
Yes.
or any of the actresses that have played Daphne, because I do Daphne, I would lose it. And honestly, I've always wanted to do like a Janine from Ghostbusters cosplay, because
You
I
would
feel
make a
like
fabulous.
I feel like it would be so much fun because I'm from up north, so I could lean a little bit on my accent a little bit. Just
Yeah.
I could get into it a little bit. I did it once for back in the cereal box. I had a little slightly different glasses and went with a Janine like outfit. But I would love to do like a full, and be part of that because I'm a Ghostbusters fan. I was the kid that was like I wanted to talk to Slimer. I wanted to be friends with Slimer.
Yes.
Even
And
before.
if you were to come see a Circle City Ghostbusters thing, we've got a Slimer puppet now that we use. So you could talk to Slimer.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
Oh, puppetry is just another whole level of fun in this weird cosplay world.
It really, really is. As a Poison Ivy cosplayer, one of the dreams one day, because I do love the Muppets, is to have a puppet that I can wear on my arm, because I've seen at least 2 cosplayers do something like this, where she has the plant,
Oh,
and so I
yes.
kind of want to turn one of my arms into the plant,
Yes.
and have the plant as one of my puppets, so that I could just be standing there and all of a sudden the puppet's talking to the person next to me. I would have too much fun with that. I'm that person.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I mean
Do
that's
it.
all it's all about, is having fun. Now, would you do like a generic plant, or would it be like Frank from the Harley Quinn show?
It would have to be Frank. It would have to be. I mean, he was too sassy. It would have to be. And plus, it's a shout out to one of my favorite musicals.
Yes.
Sure.
Which Little Shop of Horrors. If any of the local theaters are listening, we'd really love that to be. I
And
would love to be in it too.
in Little Shop of Horrors movie, a Rick Moranis and Bill Murray film. So
I know. Not that I'm a
Coming back
fan or anything. Never.
I am working on a Zool dress for I have the fabric for it. It's gonna happen.
It needs to happen now. If I do Janine, you need to do Zool, because that would be a good that would
Oh yeah. Then we need to actually get in the same state for a con.
I know. If we do that, we're gonna have to tell our viewers that it's gonna happen. So wait, that's a great idea. If you guys can cheer us on, encourage us, keep watching, keep asking. If you do it enough,
maybe send some money.
Actually do a meetup, maybe do a photo, maybe have you guys be able to purchase a little photo shoot.
Yep, Crayley and I do have that Patreon, so you all could send some money that way and tell us it's earmarked to get Aubrey and I.
Wait, and then Crayley as a Ghostbuster between us.
Yes.
And if you need any help finding Ghostbusters locally, I also run a website called whoyougonacall.org.
Oh, that was a
Look
good
up your
plug
local
there, just in time. I love it.
And that's local to Crayley.
I've done this before.
That's local to Crayley, who's in the middle of Aubrey and me, because Aubrey's in Tennessee and I'm in Wisconsin. So kind of in the middle. We could be in the middle. Meet up with Jacob.
Oh yeah.
Let's make this happen.
We could do this.
Yes.
Yeah, just coming to Gen Con one year. It'll be great.
I love Gen Con. I haven't been in a few years, but
never been. I would go. If I have roomies, I will go to a con. I gotta have roomies. I gotta have a crew to hang out with. Especially I'm gonna go out of state.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm still a little mad at Indiana for stealing Gen Con from Milwaukee. But you know what? I don't fully blame you, because Milwaukee can't keep a con to save our lives.
Right. I just like that I know that that's the case, and that's why it's called Gen Con, because it was in Lake Geneva up in Wisconsin. So
yeah, that's right. It was Lake Geneva. It wasn't actually Milwaukee. Now we at least have GaryCon in Lake Geneva. I don't think that's going anywhere because that was the birthplace of D&D. So
Yeah,
I think GaryCon's safe.
I feel
probably.
like that is like a huge geek throwdown. Like you can't. The birthplace of deity. You can't.
Oh
How
yeah.
can you get any cooler than that in the geek community? I mean,
And I grew up 15 minutes from Lake Geneva, and I actually have a connection to D&D because we went to church with someone who worked for TSR, and he actually hired me to pose for the re-release of the Dungeons and Dragons books, the Dragonlance series.
oh,
Wow.
So I
he's
posed for Gold Moon for the re-release of the first of
what?
the Dragonlance series. So that's my claim to fame. They
No one's
paid
asked me
me.
to post for anything yet. God dang it.
Oh, you and me both. That is some cosplay swag right there. That is definitely a thing you could throw around.
I absolutely have to cosplay Gold Moon because of this. I haven't yet. I was like 16. This was before I was into cosplay. But here, let me show y'all the cover. And so the worst thing is so like yeah, they paid me for it, and like I spent the check like forever ago. I
Mm.
got a copy of the book. It wasn't signed by the artist or the
Oh
author or
no.
anything. And I don't have like a certificate saying like, oh, you posed for Goldwood. I just have the experience, which is better, like, but
Well, you have the experience though. That's
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
So that's the cover. So that's me in the back.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
Nice.
and to do that, I posed, or like I had to put on this, like, the wig I put on was actually like a crappy curly blonde wig. Put on a little bit of a costume and posed with like two other guys. One of them, or the tall guy, went to my church. Also,
Oh,
but the artist house is really cool because it was Matt Stowicki's house. I don't know if that was his like regular house or just, but it was covered in his art. And so I'm like going into his house, and this is me as a teenager who had hidden that it was into geeky things. I'm going into this D&D artist house and looking up like, whoa, this art is amazing. What? So
That's awesome.
that is me hijacking the conversation. We can get back to Ghostbusters.
no, it's a
All
geek
right.
moment, definitely.
that is
Oh, good.
that is my geek cred before I was into cosplay and like actually admitting to people that I was a geek. Like, but yeah, that was my claim to fame. So Jacob, what other fun moments have you had while cosplaying?
My gosh, I mean, just so many. We've done parades like we did the 500 Festival Parade the last 2 years, which had like 200,000 people in attendance. And if you've ever walked along as 200,000 people are screaming and cheering for you, I mean, the ego boost is unreal. I have to be brought back down just with like tons and tons of insults afterwards. And just stuff like that. I mean, I've gone. They did a Ghostbusters Fan Fest in 2019. A lot of the cast and crew were there. It was awesome. It was super cool. We I got to go to that. That was out in Los Angeles, so I've gone coast to coast doing Ghostbusters stuff, which is just again, it's just kind of unreal. It's wild to think about.
And we have a request. So Nick Farnsworth wants me to ask if you have been possessed.
I'm currently the ghost that has possessed me is taking a nap for this interview. We had a
I
gentleman's
feel
agreement that he'd be good, so
I feel like that's what a
there's a
ghost
story
would
behind
say.
that. There's a little bit of a story behind that. And speaking of D&D stuff, it's we're doing a role playing game for Ghostbusters role playing game, the old Weston Games system up in Wonderverse in Chicago, which is
Ooh.
the Sony has like building up there. It's got a Ghostbusters speakeasy in it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a mood slime drink there that is divine, and if I have more than like one of them, I'm going to be in trouble because they're super good. I
Okay,
have
now
to
I
stop.
want to go there dressed as the girls from Ghostbusters to get a
Yeah.
drink. Like,
Yeah,
You should come.
yeah,
You could come
but
up and
that's
stay
tomorrow.
with me, Aubrey, because I live 2 hours away from Chicago.
oh,
There you go.
Hmm. I have not been to Wonderverse though, but I've seen pictures. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. So yeah, they're going to do a live game for charity.
That's
Uh,
so cool.
so
I
I'm
love
possessed by a ghost right now, but like I said, he's taking a nap and he's being good. So
I love that. It is very fun to play possessed because
oh
your
yes, I've been having
character,
a
you've
blast.
already had to stretch yourself to play a character, but now you have to play a character that's possessed by a different kind of character. So I don't know, the first time I had to act out because I'm okay. So little D&D. I like to play slightly not great people. Rogues. I like to play rogues. Okay, all right. They're not the greatest.
Rogues are
They
fun.
but the little stabby, run away, take the thing. Oopsie, maybe I did something wrong. So sometimes my characters do something silly because they're rogues, and um like you do like uh magical item. And you go half blind trying to look at something that could be very, very magical. You're supposed to be not doing those stupid tricks. You're supposed to be protecting the people behind you who are like, you open the trap and you blind yourself with the trap. So that's the kind of character in this game I'm playing. And they had me playing the DM had me playing the creature that I found inside something when I was looking for magical items. It was an incubus. So I used
Ooh.
to play my incubus child because the child adopted me because it went mommy when I found the child. So I had to play my incubus child, which I named Obi after Obi-Wan. Completely reversing the child issue onto him in that name. Um, and I had to play Obi, and I had to play my character. My character is like supposed to be fancy free and a little bit maybe oopsie sometimes, accident prone. Just to so throw in enough of me that it's convincing when I do the acting part. And Obi is supposed to be like a child, but hungry for everything. And I got to play that and have so much fun. But when they tell you to do your character, and then you have to do and jump over into this other, as you're having to do with the ghost, it's like at that moment, I think that was my most fun. It was like improv
Oh yeah,
stretch during D&D. And that's one of the nights that I swear I don't care if I'll ever talk to that person as if we're friends, but they were great DM that night. Fabulous. I had too much fun. Everybody was rolling. And it just makes you feel so weird because you're supposed to be doing this, but there's nothing you can do. The DM has complained, this is who you're going to be just for this amount of time. And if you don't pull it off, you might get in more trouble the next time you're in your actual character.
yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
So I have to ask you a question, Kelly and
Okay.
Jacob. What are your most, besides being a ghost, what is your most fun, like, taking on a different type of character other than yourself moment? Because cosplayers, we have to stand like our character, but we don't really have to act the whole time like our character, just for that moment that, well,
Sure. Yeah, no, I think that well for me and for our group, a lot of us like to keep the kayfabe alive. If you're a wrestling fan, you know the term kayfabe, where you act like it's real. And we do a lot of that. So we do a lot of, we are the Ghostbusters. We are here because we're catching ghosts. Like if we have a booth at a con, um, we don't usually drop that. We just keep everyone thinking, questioning whether or not it's real. But then when someone comes up to me and they say, "Hey, does your proton pack actually work?" I'm like, "Come on, you're an adult." Or I'll say, "Define work," because it does light up.
Oh,
It makes sound.
I
that's
mean,
Smoke comes
yeah.
out of it. Sometimes intentionally.
So Nick Farnsworth has requested that you tell us about the monsters.
Oh, the monsters. So that's a newer thing that we've been doing lately in our groups from the Real Ghostbusters cartoon and some other sources. We've been making monster costumes, and we've been kind of parading around not just Ghostbusters, but ghosts as well. And that's been a pretty big hit. It's been a lot of fun. Some of them we're doing some fan film stuff with. We've got a few fan films out on our YouTube channel, if anyone's inclined to watch such a thing. And yeah, that's been a lot of fun. So we have those, and again, ghost puppets. So we have 2 ghost puppets right now. One Slimer, and one is the Gulper ghost. That was one of the old Kenner action figure ghosts. So we're working on more of those.
I
And where
can't wait. Do you have any images of those?
I certainly do.
I would love to see that. I'm sure that the audience would love to see that too. That sounds really cool. Like Slimer, what is Slimer made out of? Well, we're having those pictures come up.
He's made of slime.
Wait, no, not like. Oh, come on. He had me. He got me.
Can't drop that kayfabe, you know? That's the way it is.
Well, and where is your YouTube channel?
That would be youtube.com/Circle City Ghostbusters, or you can search for Circle City Ghostbusters.
Nice.
And
Circle
I'm sure
City Ghostbusters.
will come up. Yeah, we just finished in December our most recent episode of our fan film series, or whatever you would want to call it, and that was a holiday episode called Christmas with the Krampus.
Nice. Well, let's go through the pictures that you did send.
Okay.
And we can talk about them.
Sounds good.
So actually, let me switch. So you're over here. Nice.
Ooh. I love that.
That's the 731 Ghostbusters. Did I send that?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, you sent that.
I did? That doesn't look like my team.
Oh, wait.
Or me.
Okay, so I checked your email real quick. You know what? I think that was a viewer submission. I'm sorry. I think it came from, I'm pretty sure it came from a Jacob also. Let me look. And I was going quickly. No, it came, I'm so sorry. It came from a Jason, but I was going quickly. I saw the JA. Okay.
But it shows there's a lot of fans.
There are. Wouldn't be the first time someone's called me Jason either. I did put a couple of Facebook links to photos in the chat of our puppet ghosts.
Okay.
But you know what? I should have just sent the National Mascot Day post we made. There we go. Because that's got all of, or not all of them. But
well, I will pull these and put them on screen so everyone can see them. Yeah, so I have to apologize because I uploaded Jason's photos and mixed them with yours because I was going very quickly before the episode.
It's all good.
Oh my gosh. So 1 sec. I'm pulling the Facebook photos that you just sent us. These are great.
Thank you.
You viewers at home will enjoy them.
As a maker, I'm really interested to see what these look like because making props is difficult enough without them being actually like puppets.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our props have electronics in them too. So even just our gear, it's got to function in a certain way. But yeah, there's our mascots, our monsters. Slimer's a puppet.
I thought you meant like 1 or 2. That's awesome. I love those.
Yeah, most of these are made by the guy who commented earlier about, or said ask him about the monsters, Nick Farnsworth. He did most of the work on them. They're really cool and they're a lot of fun to have out at events and stuff that we do.
Now, are all those, well, I obviously, except for one very obvious one, are those all Ghostbusters ghosts?
The Demogorgon is not, and the Krampus is not technically,
Krampus.
but
Oh,
the
I see
other,
Krampus. Okay.
yeah, the Sandman, who's the top left, and Boogeyman and Grundle and Sam Hain. Those are all from the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Oh, nice.
So good.
That's the Gulper Ghost. He sits on your head. That was a toy, like one of the Guentner toys from the real Ghostbusters line. I think he came with Egon, and you could put the toy on the toy Egon's head. So
nice.
we have
So
one.
Clever.
that is perfect. I love
of fun.
it.
I was running down the streets of downtown Indianapolis with that on my head during the 500 Festival Parade, screaming, "Help! Help! There's a ghost on my head! Help!"
The kids had to love that, though.
I assume they did. You can't really hear very well with that thing on.
I believe it.
Wait, isn't that open right there?
It's open, but
Okay.
you know, if you turn your head, then you're blocked.
Oh, nice.
Slimer.
Oh.
And also,
I
my daughter
love
Ramona's
it.
in that photo. In her little
Oh,
skateboard.
is she the marshmallow man? Marshmallow girl down there? I love that.
He's so cute.
Thanks.
That
I made
is-
it myself with no help from anybody else.
No help whatsoever.
No, that's a miracle there.
Immaculate conception.
I mean,
Uh-oh,
that's what I
look
say
at her.
right in front of my wife all the time.
Oh,
Can't see
different
the
kind.
I'm sure that goes over well.
Right?
I think she knows I'm joking.
You know what? I love when families cosplay together. It's just too much fun when I can cosplay with my kids, even now that they're adults. When they were kids, it was loads of fun for them because they were like, man, my parents dressing up. That's cool, right? You know, but now I'm like, my kids are dressing up with me. That's cool, right?
Yeah, we've done the Ghostbusters thing as a family a lot, and now so I've got two kids, one's 12 and one's 9, and they're both kind of getting into their own things now and wanting to make their own costumes and do their own things, and that's a lot of fun.
I love that.
I like helping them out with that.
I love that so much because they're going to create their own version of the passion for it.
Yeah.
You know, and help continue it. My father was very light on the cosplay. You know, he liked Halloween, so that's where the passion kind of grew out of. And I liked making like handmade costumes for my dolls and everything. I really didn't like playing dolls so much as making costumes for them. But I never imagined I would dress up as anything. And then, you know, as my kids got older, I'm like, well, why not with them? Yeah. That was the excuse. Now I am a practically geriatric cosplayer, but I encourage my kids and my grandkids, you know, and I will squirrel my grandkids away anytime I get a chance to dress them up, because we will continue this obsession / passion wholeheartedly, and it's my fault.
I can't get over the fact that you're a grandma. I still don't believe it.
It is delight when we dressed my grandson up like Toby from the Labyrinth and ran around as fairies, saying that we stole my grandson from the Goblin King at the Ren Fair. Like, my daughter would put him on her head, on her shoulders, and go, "Arr!" and make that noise and run around after I said we stole him from the Goblin King, because people would be like, that costume looks familiar. And I'd be like, yeah, a Goblin King once had a baby like that. And it's the black and red stripes.
Okay.
So the minute you say Goblin King, they go, oh. And I go, yeah, we got it. And they're like, you stole it? Well, it was a trade for another kid, but, you know, haha. But anything to put my grandkids in the costume with me. The when we did Adam's Family, he got to dress up with a little binky that was a mustache.
Oh my god!
Before he was even 1 year old, so he could be part of the Adams Family. So I'm going to keep doing that, You know, his first ever costume, he wasn't even 3 months old, and it was a teddy bear. So he looked like a teddy bear because I wanted to make sure that I let my daughter know, you're in for it now. It's too late.
Hey, dressing them up when they can't argue about what they're dressing up as is pretty fun. I gotta say.
It gets the bug in there early.
Yes.
Yeah, their first few Halloweens, I was like, oh, I'm picking.
Oh, see, it's so good because they're like happy with whatever as long as they have a snack.
That's right.
Yep.
So wait. In that case, what is your favorite cosplay that you've had for your kids so far?
Oh, for my kids, that's a good one. Well, okay, so last year at PopCon, Ramona, my 9-year-old, wanted to be a chicken nugget. And
wait, what?
He wanted to be a chicken nugget. I'm gonna have to find a picture and put this in the chat now too.
Oh my god, be a chicken nugget. That's so freaking cute.
That's really cute.
It was just adorable, and she had so much fun with it.
In fact, my kids are nuggets, and my daughter's kids are nuggets. So, but it's not a, because I get it. It's a chicken. I laid a good egg, They do.
No, yeah.
They're little butt nuggets.
She had so much fun with that. She wore that so proudly, but of course she didn't want to be a chicken nugget until like 2 weeks before the con.
Oh, of course. Of course. Of course.
To figure out
well,
how
you
to
did
do that.
good.
But did fantastic. If you did anything, 2 weeks.
Oh.
Well, you know what? It's con crunch. How did she know this was going to be?
Yeah, it's just like you're living. You're becoming a stereotype.
Oh my god.
She got her ketchup. Oh.
And then
that's a dog toy.
The ketchup and mustard colored hair ties.
Yeah, that really makes it.
That makes it, yes.
Oh my god! So now you could just if you can find a laundry basket to around the bottom of her, so it could look like she's being dipped in sauce.
That would have been a really clever idea. I wish I had thought of that.
A little bit of oil on the edges because you can never get the package off right.
She looks so cute.
I feel like she needs to expand on this cosplay because everybody loves the nuggies. And this could be a thing. This could be a really cute thing if she continues the nugget thing. I'm just saying,
well,
I'm in love with it.
It's funny you mentioned that.
I think Aubrey needs a nugget costume.
She said she wanted to be a dinosaur chicken nugget, but we gave her a choice between that and another costume this year, and she picked the other one. So dinosaur chicken nugget will probably still happen at one point.
Nice.
I feel like it has to have a little beveled edges, so I like that it's beveled a little bit in the folding and things. I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to find a way to dress my grandkids up as nuggets. And I can dress up like Wendy from
that
Wendy's.
Really cute.
Right? And have little Wendy's nuggets with me.
Oh my gosh, that would be cute.
Or my daughter. Oh my gosh. This Halloween, I might have to do that. I might have to ask my daughter to dress up like Wendy from Wendy's. And I will be older Wendy and she can be young Wendy. We can push the babies around with nuggets.
I like it.
It's just great. If you're watching, I'm sorry, not sorry.
Or you could be gender bend Colonel Sanders.
Oh, wait.
I've actually seen one of those before. So
a gender bend Colonel Sanders.
That's right. At a work Halloween costume contest of all things.
Yeah, I have never seen a female Colonel Sanders, but we have a Colonel Sanders here, and he is so good in Tennessee. And he is like, I've never seen a Colonel Sanders just bouncy curls. He just looks just a perfect beard. He looks just like him. I was like, did you step out of an 80s commercial? How did he looks so adorable. I was like, if you were my grandpa, I'd be so proud.
Do you all remember
He's so
Mario
good.
Lopez making a sexy Colonel Sanders movie a few years ago? I
Wait,
haven't watched
You know
it.
what? I
wait,
vaguely remember
That was a
that.
thing that happened. That was a
no,
thing that happened.
no,
Yes.
I did not.
That was a thing that happened. It 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 was kind of like a joke, but they also like took it really seriously in how they filmed it, and it was ridiculous. And I need to track it down and watch it eventually because the ad alone for it just had me cracking up.
No, this
But that was
sounds
the
like a
thing
thing
that
we have.
happened. I have to keep reminding myself that it was a thing that happened because this timeline is ridiculous.
You are gonna have to send me the link when you. Oh,
So that's my older daughter. That's Jenny.
oh,
Um,
so cute.
yeah, it was a store-bought Zelda costume, but she actually went and got an ocarina and like taught herself how to play it, and she's pretty good at it still to this day.
What? I
So
love that.
I think that would probably be
Oh,
my favorite one of her costumes that she's done.
That is really cute. Oh my gosh.
And then because I'm a graphic designer by trade, I had to spruce it up and
I love
put the Nintendo
that.
64 stuff overlay on it.
That is clever. And
Thank you.
then, oh my gosh, this is not click things. I'm sorry. There we go. So this is your
oh, oh,
is it
oh.
All
freezing?
right,
You're breaking up just a
a little
little.
bit.
Great.
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay.
This is your team at a parade, right?
That's
Now,
correct. That
now
was
what parade is this?
that was the 500 festival parade that they do for the Indy 500 every year. That was last year, so it was the first year we did it, and we didn't really know what to expect. But I've done a lot of parades, and this one was by far the best, like the best energy from the crowd, and just the coolest one to do. And it's right in our hometown here of Indy. So,
Now,
Nice.
how many parades have you been in so far?
oh my gosh, I have probably lost count because I've done a lot, but otherwise, like other big ones would be like the Chicago St. Patrick's Day Parade. That's one that I've done. Well, I've done
Nice.
that one a few times.
So how do you
Um,
apply to do these?
a lot of the time it's just knowing when to apply far enough in advance. Like we keep an eye on a lot of the local stuff,
Hmm.
and the 500 Festival is great because since we're a 501c3, we get to do that for free.
Nice.
But
Okay.
sometimes there's a little fee, sometimes there's not. It just kind of depends. We'll do a couple around Christmas time usually, just little holiday parades here and there, just to fly the flag, get the word out about the group, and um,
Nice.
it's pretty effective. Like if people are wanting to, advertise their cosplay groups and everything. After we did the 500 Festival parade, we kind of blew up a little. Like we got a lot more attention than we uh, had the previous year when we didn't do it. So it was really good to do.
Great.
Now, do you have your own? Is this the one you started, or have you started one before in the past?
Started what?
One of the cosplay groups.
No, I didn't start this group. I joined this group 2 years after it was formed. So I didn't start it, but I did kind of help it grow a lot and everything. I will have been with the group for 10 years next year. So
Oh, awesome. So
it's
2 years in, 10 years still. I mean, you were in
yeah.
the beginnings of it. So what
Yeah,
would be your advice is for someone who wants to join a group like this or joins one and maybe their attraction isn't as big as they would like? What would be your, because you said it's grown a lot. So 2 years to 10 years, you've helped this grow. What would be your suggestion for people?
yeah. I mean, if you want to join a group like that and you're like waffling on it, just stop. Just do it. Like you just got to do it. Just make it happen because you've got to be the kind of person that wants that for starters. And then for people who are already in it and they're like, how do I make it grow? What do I do? Just do stuff. Just get out there and get the name out there. And especially if you're doing anything like charity related, you know, put your name out there. Have a social media presence where you can show people what you're doing, because that's going to attract people to you as well. And just be open and friendly and make as many connections as you can. A lot of it's networking, but at the end of the day, you just have to have the onus to do it. A lot of people say they want to do stuff and they sit on their hands and never do it, but you just have to get off your butt and do it.
Good advice. And is this you in New York at the fire station?
That is in 2021 when we were going for the Ghostbusters Afterlife premiere. I'm the guy kneeling in the front that has a khaki suit and a red hood on underneath his suit, because it was kind of cold. It was November.
Yeah.
That is such a big group. That is so great.
Yeah, that was an unreal trip. I still pinch myself that I got to do that.
It's so great.
Oh,
there's my family. So yeah, my wife does the Ghostbusters cosplay stuff too. She's actually now involved in the group's leadership as well. She's our events coordinator, which is great.
Oh, nice. Oh, goals.
Yeah.
Goals.
Yes.
It's a whole family affair. And the girls have their little polo dress Ghostbusters dresses. My dad bought one of them a polo dress that was khaki once, and I was like, well, that's going to have to be a Ghostbusters dress. I'm so sorry. He was like, oh, I bought him that to take him to polo matches. I was like, yeah, they'll have Ghostbusters matches on when they go there. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
I don't know what he was thinking. Like, why did he think it would be anything but?
No,
I would have never have thought that.
Oh, I love it.
That's the group before the parade last year. So we actually had a lot of people from the Windy City Ghostbusters joining us in that photo too. So they're kind of our sister team. We do a lot with them. The Chicago team, like I said, I'm doing some with them this weekend. So
nice.
We had a lot of people at that one, and it was just such a good time.
Oh yeah, I definitely recognize some of the Windy City Ghostbusters. Some of my friends are in that team.
Oh, nice. That's me. That was one of the. That was a photo shoot we did, I think, in 2017. So it was me about 50 pounds ago, which I think I look pretty good.
You look great.
Thanks,
you still look great though. Like.
Aw. But
yeah,
that was.
As we get older as cosplayers, it is a challenge to feel like we can still fill the role. Those jumpsuits are not forgiving. So I am going to say bravo to anybody that because it's not like I haven't tried one on. I have definitely contemplated doing it. I did talk to the members of the I don't even know what number, but there were cosplayers for Ghostbusters out here in Tennessee. And I have a friend who's part of them. And I have to say, I tried one on just once. And I was like, oh, no, it's going to take some time. But I'm capable of doing this one and feeling quite comfortable because they are not forgiving at all. It's just like wearing one of the mechanics outfits. It's just, if you have any middle at all, it's not forgiving. So.
Well, and the worst
we call them potato sacks for a reason. So.
The worst
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
And you get something that's tailored to you as a cosplayer, and then 5 years goes by and it doesn't fit. And then what are you going to do with it?
Just get a new one, or use it as motivation to hit the gym. I guess I don't know.
Is this the first con?
Yep, that was the first con I ever cosplayed at. That I was talking about earlier, Anime Boston, and they're my friends Joe and Christina, and my wife was with me. We had such a good time. I had never been to a convention before that either, so it was a whole lot of new. But we were super popular. It's one of the things that blew my mind was how many people stopped us and wanted photos.
Yeah,
I love that. So you had that great feeling, and you really wanted to continue cosplaying after this.
Oh yeah, I loved the attention, and I needed more of it.
It's addictive.
Yeah, but the good kind.
Yeah.
And I think now we're getting into Jason's pictures from the 731. So I'm going to go through the. I'm sorry.
It's all
Okay.
good. That's me.
Oh, no, that is you. Oh,
Oh, I like
that is a
that
great Luigi.
though.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
I
That's
made a little
great.
bit of a splash, I think, in the indie cosplay area with my Luigi cosplay, just because I had the Poltergeist from the Luigi's Mansion games.
Great.
Again, I'm a Ghostbusters fan, so catching ghosts with technology and a superpowered backpack is right up my
Yes.
alley. And
right.
Luigi's my favorite
Perfect.
video game character, so just did that, and that's overalls that actually I hemmed the pants up a little bit so you could show off my socks because they were from Mario and Luigi, the RPG games on the Game Boy Advance, and
Oh,
just had fun with it. I've got like a little belt with a pouch that's got like the mansion map from the first Luigi's Mansion.
I feel
Um,
like we need to see your kids in some of those mansion ghost costumes with you as Luigi like this.
that would be
Because you
cute.
running around in circles around you would be hilarious.
they
That would
terrorize me enough as is. I do not need to have them terrorize me as my hobby.
Okay, no, this is still you.
Yep, that's me. That's another
nice.
Luigi variant, the Fire Luigi one. And see, I had like a smoke kit in my pocket, and then a tube that went up through my shirt and down my sleeve that I plugged into the fireball to make the
Oh,
fireball smoke, and it has lights in it. So that
I
one
love
was
that.
fun.
that's really clever.
Yeah, that blew people's mind when they'd see that fireball smoke.
Nice. I love those special effects that just elevate costumes like that. Like that's super clever.
Oh, definitely. When you can stop someone with something like that's always a good time.
Okay, so this is not one of
Uh,
yours, right?
no, that's me.
Oh, that is you. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah, because there's Slimer.
Okay,
That's
right,
our
right.
Slimer. So yeah, that was at a parade that we did. It's like a Fourth of July festival parade. So it was very hot. If you're gonna get into Ghostbusters cosplay, prepare to sweat because these suits don't
Yeah.
breathe. Um, but I'm in a real Ghostbusters inspired suit there that was Winston's. Winston was my favorite in the cartoon.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but
Yes.
so I like to have his suit. And then yeah, we had our Slimer puppet out there, and Slimer puppet at a parade I mean, he's just a huge hit. Everyone loves him. The
Yes.
puppet really elevated our game quite a bit. People people love the puppet more than they love people. I'm telling you that much for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
I mean,
Always.
that's valid.
Always.
So did you build the puppet or who built the puppet?
No, so Nick, who we talked about earlier, actually had him commissioned, and he got him from this guy. He's not making puppets anymore, but he used to work for the Henson Company. And
Wow.
Slimer's eyes are leftover Fraggle eyes.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so yeah, they're from Fraggle Rock, and so yeah, there's a little bit of fun legacy there. But yeah, he's got lineage back to Henson. Not anyone who currently works for Henson, but someone who used to.
That's so special.
Yeah, we love that. And there's me. That was me last year. We did a magazine shoot and interview for a local magazine called This Is North Indy,
Mhm.
and they will saw what we did and wanted to do a piece on us, and so we got a few of the gang together and went out and did a photo shoot, and that was my solo photo.
It's a nice, very nice shot. Nick Farnsworth says the website was rebranded because of the puppet. You know what?
That is 100% true. If you go to circlecityghostbusters.com, it says Slimer and the Circle City Ghostbusters.
Rightly so. He did steal the show on a regular.
He
Mhm.
did. He steals the show at all of our events. Everyone loves him.
That's smart.
I don't even know why I dress up anymore. I should just wear a morph suit and walk around with Slimer.
You would probably be cooler in a morph suit. Let's be real.
Yeah, probably more comfortable than in those
Oh, look at
boots.
that.
That is
So
fantastic.
I don't know if you guys have this as cosplayers, but do you ever just like make a new costume just for Halloween? Just to like go do something a little more casual?
Yes.
That's what this is. I did end up actually using it as a cosplay too, but it was like the Peter B. Parker character from Into the Spider-Verse.
It's
So it's
good.
like,
It's really good.
I
yeah,
love
like
the
the Teen Reezy
expression.
meme. Yeah,
You
Reezy
nailed his
burgers.
expression.
Thank you. But what was
I-
great is then I took this and I got a gig at a theater when the second Spider-Verse movie came out
Yes.
and got to, high five kids and stuff like that. So
That is
All
so
while
much
wearing
fun.
sweatpants. I assume you're wearing sweatpants, so you
oh
got
yeah, I had
comfy.
sweatpants. And I even had he has mismatched shoes, and I made sure I bought two pairs of shoes and then threw one out of each pair and had the mismatched shoes.
See, at that point, that's just true dedication. Anybody who
Yeah.
has to buy two different shoes because they have two different size feet knows that sometimes you just really get tired of having to throw out two shoes. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
to
I
do
did
it
that.
for cosplay is even more intense, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, just did that for Halloween. But now that I'm into cosplay, I can't do anything halfway when it comes to this
Same.
stuff. I'm just like, I've got to find a jacket that matches the style, and then I've got to get the shoes. Thankfully, the sweatpants were very easy to find.
Okay, Jacob, as a cosplayer, I have to ask you, how many people have looked at you and gone, "It's good enough," and you're like,
We
how many people? I just want to know because I've started asking cosplayers that because we all have somebody who goes, "It's good enough," you know that, right? And we're like, "Do you know me anymore?" So
we had a
on two hands, how many fingers the game, put down. How can you say? Is it two hands or more? That
the
how
two
many people
hands.
at least?
Oh yeah, tons. We've got a phrase in Circle City Ghostbusters, and I'm sure it's a common phrase, but we like to say to each other a lot, "It's good enough for government work. Let's move on."
But as a cosplayer, how much money? You bought two different pair of shoes and you threw out the other shoe. How much time have we said, "Oh, but is it good enough? Let me find one that has one less pocket."
You just gotta feel that compulsion to get it right.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
I've gone through two pair of shoes on a new cosplay that I'm like, I'm gonna get the right shoe. I'm gonna get it. I can't even paint it. It's gotta be the right heel. Yep, I'll do it. Even if I gotta cannibalize a sweater and glue it to the shoe, I'm gonna find a way, right?
Been there.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Oh,
That's not ours.
Okay, so that's 7:30. Now we're into Jason's. So I'll go through his real quick. And this is
okay.
That doesn't look pleasant at all.
no.
That's
Yeah.
not appropriate for children.
This is
I
a
don't know
Huff.
about
I'm
that.
pretty sure this is a Huffoto picture. Just fantastic though.
Being
And that's-
slimed just isn't fun. All right, I'm gonna throw that out there
It
for
does
anyone that
not
wants to know.
sound fun.
We
So that's,
we've done a couple of slime and Ghostbuster things. I'm not into it.
Have you? Have you
Oh, yeah.
really?
Yeah, we've done that.
I would much
been a
rather
while.
have it just added in post. Like, let's graphic design that in. It may not look as real, but no.
I
Since
feel like if you ever need to fundraise, what he showed you is it's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. You just need but no shirt, and then you open up just slowly into Ghostbusters, and then the little come on, Kelly knows. See? What in the dirty dancing? Yes. If
I
I'm
mean,
just saying,
I'm pretty
saying,
sure that was the inspiration.
I'm
You don't say.
I mean, it would sell some like calendars and stuff if you need.
Oh
I
my
give
God,
you
there's a
credit for-
guy in our group who has wanted us to do a sexy calendar for years, and we're always like, no one wants to see that.
Yes, they do.
Sexy ghost
Middle-aged
do.
dudes that are out of shape.
Yes, they do.
Half the reason we like being Ghostbusters is because we don't have to be in shape. We're not
Everybody
superheroes.
wants to see it. Everybody, just a little. You just
No, I
That's
don't think
something
that
you
this.
just like
I don't think anyone wants
like
that.
Janine would approve.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna
She
have to
had the hots
respectfully
for. I'm just
decline.
saying,
She
Oh
did.
yeah.
like even in the jumpsuit.
Oh yeah.
Well, some people do love a man in uniform or a woman in uniform. They
Exactly,
do.
They do.
exactly. And you have that hardware. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, there. So
Moving on.
those are those are those
We
are
have
my group photos. I have
yeah.
not had as many amazing events as Jacob has, but when it comes, that's the first one up in that corner, that last one,
Oh.
right there. You
Mhm.
wait, no, don't worry about. You had
Sorry.
it right. So you see the ginger way in the all that black. That's Umbrella Corporation. That's my first group
Mhm.
cosplay ever. I
Mhm.
was in Atlanta for MomoCon, and I had no costume, and I had never cosplayed in a group except for Halloween. That's as close I'd ever gotten with family. And my friend was like, dress up as Umbrella Corporation. And I went, I don't. Well, what does that even mean? I don't even know what does that mean? And they were like, we got you. You got a black tank top, black pants, and black boots. I went, pretty sure somewhere. And like, I'm a little bit goth. We can do this. And this is what happened. And I have to say, as someone who's never done that at that moment, my kids were almost grown. They were already teenagers. And I was like, what am I doing? But it was so much fun. So, as
Yeah.
someone who's never done it before, and you who've done it a ton of times,
Mhm.
I have to say it becomes like your community.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you can go click one back for me. Um,
Oh,
Can
sorry.
you put that other one up really quick? Yeah. So that top picture right there was at the con that I just went to, and I've never met these people. We already know each other. Some of us on Facebook and Instagram,
Mhm.
because we were all in a slightly a topic of cosplay from
Yeah.
another world. So having met them just at that moment versus the people in the other picture that I knew at least 3 or 4. This doesn't matter if you're not comfortable in the group. Just wearing the costume can actually make you feel more comfortable and give you
Yeah.
this sense of community, and you have a whole new connection to different people.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Totally. It's a finding your people just by what you're wearing. You have a common interest because of what you're cosplaying, and then you can build on that.
Look, that's beautiful. I love that so much.
This is my recent Justice League group
Oh,
shoot,
nice.
and here are our ladies from that shoot. A little bit of girl
Love it.
power. Yeah, we
That
are.
That's
was
awesome.
gorgeous. I love that.
Yep.
Those are so
Speaking of
good.
your people, so those are my people, or some of my people.
Your
Yeah.
people are the Justice League. That's a pretty good group of people.
It is. It is. So we are at the end of the hour. So let me just give you the full screen and then I will ask you our big question. No, I
Okay.
don't. Sorry, one second. All right. So Jacob, what advice would you give to someone who is new to cosplay?
To someone who's new, I would just say be fearless. You have only got yourself as a hurdle for how far you want to take this and everything that you want to do. Um, Trust me, if I hope you cannot hear my cat meowing, but if you if you've got a passion for this and a drive, just do it. You don't need to get hangups about it. You don't need to be embarrassed by it. This is fun, and if you're having a great time with it, other people will have a great time with you with it. So, just like I said, be fearless and get out there and do your best.
That is great advice. And your request from Nick Farnsworth to plug the number. What's the
Ah,
number?
yes. Well, if you want to call the Circle City Ghostbusters, who
Who
you're
you
going
gonna
to call
call?
us, it's 317-983-2368. And that is a real phone number. Please call it if you are at all interested in talking to the Circle City Ghostbusters or booking us for an event, or you're just curious.
Nice. And where can people find you online?
Sure, you can go to circlecityghostbusters.com, and that will be the primary way to find us. We also are on basically every social media. We've got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. There's probably a MySpace. I don't know if we have a MySpace, but we're everywhere. And for my other website that I work on is whoyougonacall.org, where you can find your local Ghostbusters franchise if you're looking to find a team to join up with, or to spread the word about your own team if you're not on there yet. So just circlecityghostbusters.com, whoyougonacall.org. Those are your stops for finding me online.
Awesome. And Aubrey, where can people find you?
You can find me on Miss Kind Red Ivy on Instagram.
Love it. And I can be found at Phoenixus Entertainment pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky. So look us up. Thank you all for watching. Jacob, thank you for being here. You were a great guest.
Oh, thanks. I bet you said that to all your guests.
I do, but I mean it.
You actually mean it this time? Message received.
Exactly. I hope everyone has a great weekend.
You too.
Hey, everybody. I'm George.
I'm Seth.
And we are the hosts for the Fanatic Forum, the podcast that is all things geek. We talk about anything you could possibly imagine.
We talk books, comic books, video games, wrestling, BattleTech, fan theories, that how they relate to Warhammer and Godzilla fan fiction. We go off on long, bizarre tangents that don't necessarily mean anything. We have theme nights for a very interactive show. Tell them, George.
Extremely interactive. I mean, you've got to check us out live. We are 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you can't catch us live, you can always check us out on Spotify. Be there or be square, baby.